for some reason in my brain, I can't like grasp the concept that people almost 100 years ago, 80 plus years ago, were like smart or like knew how to do anything. Like, I don't know how they knew how to cook or invent things. So
what are you saying right now? You like people back in the 60s are like just stupid?
Yes. I know it's not true, but like, or how did people in the 1700s know how to make bread? How did they know? How did they do that?
Trial and error.
How did they know to do that? Who invented bread? Like, how did I know that's like
Check. Couple more checks.
check. Yeah. Let's go. Ooh, nervous.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Birdwatching Podcast, where we ask chicks questions to get answers for you guys. Today, I have a super duper special guest. Her name is Emalee Averyn. What's going on, Emalee?
Hi. Not much. How are you?
Good to have you back.
Thank you.
All right, Emalee, you know this, but we always start with a rooster review. So we're going to be trying out a beverage today and giving it a rating. We're trying out the Big Red Soda. I have no idea what it tastes like. And we were talking about it earlier. I'm really hoping it tastes like cinnamon.
I really hope it's cherry. Why would it be cinnamon? This
I don't know, Big Red,
explodes.
like the gum, you know?
Like Trident cinnamon gum?
Like Big, isn't it called Big Red?
Trident has a cinnamon gum, and it's like...
Gas.
I think Big Red's a candy.
Is it? All right, let's crack them open. Oh, it smelled like cherry. That's stupid.
Oh, that smells like bubble gum.
Oh, yeah, it didn't... Well, it's not cinnamon. Maybe. All right,
It's like wine tasting.
Are you trying it already? No knock it and dock it? Maybe we didn't do that back in the first couple episodes. you like it?
No!
All right, knock it. Make sure to give a decimal too, because no decimals is rookie scores. And dock it. You like it, I can tell.
No, that is disgusting. I didn't like the last drink you gave me either.
What did we do for the first time?
Drink. Like bug juice? It was in like a little...
Oh,
no. It was in a crate.
Yeah, a barrel.
A barrel.
Yeah, the little hugs.
Yeah, that was...
This is delicious.
Ew, you like it?
I do.
Ew.
I think it's good. It tastes like bubblegum. Mmm.
Something's
So
wrong
good.
with something's wrong with that.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna give it like a 1.3.
A 1.3. That's like one of the worst beverages you've ever had.
Yeah, no. It tastes like there's vodka in it.
Really?
I don't know. It kind of tastes like there's alcohol in it. Are you drugging me?
Yeah. I don't taste that. I think it's fine. Falls asleep. All right, we're back. All right, I'm gonna give my rating now. I'm gonna go, because I actually dig it. I know you don't like it, but I dig it. I'm gonna go like 7.7. Deadass.
Really?
For real. I think it's good. It's got like a very unique flavor.
The only soda I like is Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Or Sprite occasionally. If it's from McDonald's. I like that spice.
McDonald's Sprite goes hard. Yep. All right. First game we're going to play. We're switching it up today. We're not doing head scratcher. We're actually going to go with conspiracy theories.
My idea.
It was your idea. We're going to get into that. All right. So first conspiracy we're talking about today, Denver Airport.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay.
Talk to me. Because I know you're from Colorado.
Yes.
And so you know about the Denver airport probably more than most people.
Yeah, I fly pretty often in and out of Denver. It's just like, I don't even know where to begin. It's insane. So first of all, if you look at the blueprint of Denver, like on a map, you can even see it on Snap Maps. It's a swastika.
The Denver airport is.
Yes, it's literally a swastika. And first of all, that in itself is like, why would you build that?
Yeah, that seems weird.
But it kind of makes a little bit of sense just because like the government in Colorado has been run by KKK members in the past.
Oh, interesting. So it was on purpose, you think? Or for sure? I mean,
maybe. I mean, it's the second airport. There was an original Denver airport closer to Denver,
Oh.
But so this is like the second bigger one, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But also it's like the Illuminati is involved in a lot of things there, and there's been a lot of construction recently as well. And so the signs for like all the construction, like, you know, they've got tarps, they're blocking off whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Literally has the Illuminati symbol on it. And it said, I have pictures somewhere. It said,
you got it.
it's,
Pull through.
cut this.
Cut it out.
It said,
delete that video.
construction or cover up. That's what it said. Construction or cover up with the Illuminati symbol.
Construction or cover up?
Yeah.
What
Like
does that mean?
I don't know. Like they're covering something up. And then there was another weird one. And then there's this horse. They call it the devil horse. That's like a giant statue.
Yep. I
it
know
has,
that. I'll show a picture of that right here because I actually have seen that.
So it's blue with like red, beady, glowing eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky a little bit.
It killed the person who sculpted it. Like it fell on the person or the guy died somehow. Yeah.
What?
Okay. Not only that, there's murals all over the place of like Holocaust stuff.
Weird.
Like people being chased by people in gas masks. And it's really weird. And then there's all the underground tunnels because you'd have to take like this weird light rail thing to get to your terminal. And a lot of them are blocked off or they're not used. And also Denver is the number one of the largest hubs for human trafficking, sex trafficking. And there was a girl like last year, and there's probably been more since, but she was just big in the news. I think she was like 16. She got dropped off at the airport, disappeared, never got on her flight or anything. No one's found her.
What the heck?
Yeah.
That is, I mean, I guess an airport does make sense if that activity is going to happen anywhere. It's probably going to be a point of travel, right?
Yeah, but like
take advantage of people.
It's not like you can fly that person then somewhere because you can't get on a flight without a ticket.
True. And they're not going to just be like cooperating.
Yeah.
Like you think they're just going to get on a plane with you? Heck no. They're going to be fighting and screaming. But yeah.
Which is weird. Like how did she go missing in one of the largest airports in America?
It's got to be the underground tunnels then,
so
right?
busy. Yes. And there's all these doors that lead to all these different places, like employees only or just
That's so weird.
Yeah. So I'm like always like on guard.
Little bit of insight on Denver Airport. It was built in 1995, February 28th. So the fact that it looks like a swastika, you had like 50 years not to replicate like Nazi Germany. So like obviously it was on purpose. You know what I mean? Like you don't build a building into a...
You said 1955?
1995. Did I say 55?
95. No, yeah. I just wasn't listening.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was going to say.
95.
Yeah,
so
that's really weird.
50 years after, like, everybody knows that, like, swastikas and, you know, Nazi Germany, all that stuff is, like, very frowned upon across pretty much everyone.
Well, did they think no one would notice?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a massive building.
Yeah, especially with all the Holocaust, like, memorials and paintings.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's really weird.
It's a strange airport. I've been there one time, and it was pretty recently, actually, but I did kind of get the heebie-jeebies, but only because we had talked about it, like, way back when. I was like, oh, I think there's something weird about this airport.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of scary.
It is a little sketchy. All right, next conspiracy we're talking about. Moon landing. What do you think about the moon landing? Do you think we actually landed on the moon?
No.
What was it, like 50s?
60s.
Was it 60s?
I think so. I do not think that we landed on the moon.
1969.
There's so many photos of, like, from the moon landing, and then photos of somewhere on Earth, and it is the exact same down to the pebble. Like, it's the same. So, I don't know. I don't personally think we landed on the moon either because for some reason in my brain, I can't, like, grasp the concept that people almost 100 years ago, 80 plus years ago, were, like, smart. Or, like, knew how to do anything. Like, I don't know how they knew how to cook or invent things. So,
what are you saying right now? You like people back in the 60s are like just stupid?
Yes. I like how.
I love this take. This is a great take.
I know it's not true, but like, or how did people in the 1700s know how to make bread? How did they know? How did they do that?
Trial and error.
How did they know to do that? Who invented bread? Like, I know that's like totally off topic, but that's how I'm trying to explain it. Is like people in the 60s, how did they
Are you saying how did they know how to like recreate the video to make it look like we were
How
on
did
the
they
moon?
even have cameras? How did they
in the 60s?
That's just weird to me. I don't know. I don't
be
see
tripping over here. I don't think it happened either. Kind of a hot take. I think most people would say like, no, it definitely happened, whatever. But like we were talking about it in high school, and there was like the video has like glitches in it. It looks like there's a green screen in the background. Somebody had pointed
The
out
flag
like
is
the flag
waving?
is waving in space. It's a vacuum. It wouldn't move. Somebody else like combated that, saying though that if you put the flag down because there's no gravity, it would just keep moving. It would never stop moving.
There's gravity though on the moon. There is
A little bit of gravity?
Like the person like hops slowly.
Yeah.
But he still goes back down.
That's true. Yeah. I guess not
maybe because
zero
a
gravity.
flag weighs so much less than a person, it would keep moving, but
Maybe.
there's no wind.
I really don't have that much insight on the moon landing, but I don't totally think it happened just with like all the events that led up to it. Like we were trying to beat Russia in the arms race. If we couldn't get to the moon, why would we not fake it? You know what I mean? Like why wouldn't we be like,
I don't think anyone's ever been to the moon. I think it was all fabricated to say like, we beat Russia.
you
But
don't think we've been since? I'm pretty sure it's proven that we've been since.
there's more than one moon landing?
I think so. I think we've gone back, right? Okay, cool. Jake's he's my stat collector. Let's see.
How did they even know like that the moon was real back then? That makes no sense.
See it in the sky.
What are you saying over there?
I sound so stupid, but I just don't think that people back then like
How did we even
they
know
didn't
how to
have the
make bread?
technology. There's no way they had the technology in the 60s to do that. They didn't even have seatbelts back in the 60s, but they could send someone to the moon?
Yeah. There was no seatbelts in the spacecraft, though. Actually, I'm sure there was.
In cars.
I know. This says, although we haven't put a human on the lunar surface since the 1970s, there are now regular crewed missions to space.
I don't think people go to space.
You don't think people go to space at all? It's a facade?
No, that's just insane to me. That's so far away. And now Elon thinks that we can get to Uranus in 4 hours with his new light speed technology that he's creating. No.
Not buying it.
I don't even think Uranus is real. I don't think any of it's real.
My anus is definitely real. So, you said Uranus.
I said Uranus.
Uranus. You said it weird, though.
That's how it's pronounced. It's not Uranus.
That's just so much funnier, though. All right, last one we're talking about, because that was just crazy. We got off topic there. JFK assassination. Do you think it happened?
Well, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good point. Okay, moving on. That is true. He is definitely dead. Do you think it was set up by the government, or do you think it was, who was it? Lee Harvey Oswald was the one who killed Lincoln, right?
Lincoln?
Oh, he killed Kennedy?
Yeah.
John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, he's the one who supposedly killed Kennedy.
Yeah. All right, so the only reason that I don't think so is because we actually had like a class in high school. It was like history or social studies or something like that. And my teacher was the biggest conspiracy theorist ever. So he talked to us about like how the bullet, like the way that the bullet went into his head from the backside, but then it blew out the backside didn't make sense. Like if you got shot in the back of the head, it would blow out the front. And then he was also saying that like it was a bolt action rifle. There was like 7 bullets shot in like a super short amount of time, whether it was like 3 seconds or 4 seconds. And those are the guns that you have to like pull back, reload kind of thing.
Well, do you think the guy that assassinated him could have had like other people who agreed with him and were
to like help him
at other points throughout the parade or whatever, aiming at him too in case one of them missed?
Probably. Yeah, that's reasonable. But don't you think that they would have caught more individuals other than just one guy? Like the government was pretty, or
well, maybe he's just the only one that didn't get away. And then he wasn't going to snitch on his homies.
Yeah,
so.
True. Lee Harvey was a bro.
He was chill like that.
Yeah, I ain't no snitch, bro.
I don't know. Because there's videos of his wife like picking up his brains on the back of the car.
No, JFK's definitely dead. That's not my argument.
No, I know.
I definitely think he
like,
got shot.
The back. But
oh, yeah.
Because it went onto the back of the car.
Right.
I don't know.
It's a weird situation. Also, there was stuff leading up to it. We were kind of just talking about it before we started, but I don't know all the details about it. There was something going on with either like a censorship program that JFK wasn't about and he was like trying to veto it, or there was something that the government was trying to do to like control the populace and JFK was like not about it. And there's like theories about it that they were trying to like assassinate him because they wanted to push their agenda.
I just don't understand how, okay, he's the president.
Right.
He is like the government. Obviously there's the Supreme Court, the House.
He's just kind of the representation of the government.
Yeah. How the government can get so many like-minded people who are like, yeah, let's kill him.
Oh, yeah. Good
like,
point.
how can they get, like, there's got to be someone who, like, they talk to and they're like, okay, keep it on the DL. We're trying to kill JFK.
Yeah.
How is not a single person that they recruited into this little government assassination mission gonna be like, whoa, what?
Yeah, this
No.
isn't cool. I don't like this.
Maybe it's because they like had no power over like the people that wanted to kill him, but it makes no sense to me.
I think either one, they're probably threatening them or their families. Two, I think people have come out about it like afterwards, but I think the government like silences those people pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the government has a lot more power than we think it does, but we might just be some nut jobs. And also, Bigfoot's real, so.
Okay. Sure.
Sweet. Yeah. Jake, you know he's real.
Oh, is the Yeti?
He's your
Bigfoot?
cousin.
Yeti is Bigfoot, right? Or like the abominable.
Isn't Yeti snow? Yeah.
Abominable.
Abominables. How do you say that? Abominable?
Abominable. Abominable snowman.
Abominable?
Wait.
That one, shut off.
Abominable.
Abominable.
What
God,
is it?
we're morons. Abominable.
And it's
Abominable.
Abominable.
Abominable. All right, we'll be right back.
Abominable.
Okay, go ahead.
Light bulbs, dude.
What's up with that?
How the hell? He had to think in his mind. He had to like picture it, right?
Yeah.
Before the light bulb was invented, he knew what a light bulb was.
Kind
How?
of. Not really, though.
Yes, he had to because he invented it. How did he invent it? How did he know that this did that and that did this?
Yeah.
And then light was emitted. How did they even know that they needed light bulbs? How did people go from being like, just one night, they're like, oh, gosh, that fire is not bright enough.
Yeah.
One, they would be like, let me make it a little bigger.
True.
He was like, no, glass and light.
Right.
It just makes no sense.
I think I actually know this one, I think. But I'm not totally sure because I remember learning about it, like, I think it was high school too, but he had started with like, you know, like he knew that energy could travel from one point to the other if you connect it. So he was trying like cardboard. He was trying like hair. He was trying like everything. Like,
how did he know what energy was?
I think they knew what energy was at that time. Like energy, I don't know. Like Isaac Newton, was he one of the first guys that like...
Is that the guy with the apple and gravity? Because
yeah, I think so.
How did they not know? Okay.
Object in motion stays in motion, but an object
has this man just been like, before gravity was invented, you know? They were all just floating.
Do you believe in gravity?
What?
You don't believe in light bulbs.
I believe in light bulbs. And yes, I believe in gravity.
Okay.
I just like...
You can't... It seems like you can't comprehend that somebody would be like...
Smart. Or than me.
Smart. Yeah, before the 1970s.
Honestly, before 2000.
Really?
Like, who invented the flip phone? A cell phone. You know those weird old cell phones where it's like you like would grab the little piece and
like
hold it and then the one...
Yeah.
Did they already have satellites that were able to like...
Bounce off? I don't know. Should we look it up?
Sure, it's not going to make any sense.
How did the first phone work? The needle was connected by a wire to the battery, and the battery was connected by a wire to a receiver. When Bell spoke into the open end of the drum-like device, his voice made the paper and needle vibrate. The vibrations were then converted into an electric current, which traveled along the wire to the receiver.
This is why my dad fully believes that aliens came to this earth and invented all this stuff or gave these people little ideas. Like, these people didn't come up with it themselves. Humans can't do that.
Really?
Yeah, no. Also, I think essentially the like main part of everything I'm saying is this earth started with water, air, rocks, and trees, and now we have Bluetooth. Like, I've seen that on the internet so many times, and I just like, I'll sit there at night and be like, what the hell is like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
What?
I did hear though that like in the last 10 years we've advanced more than the 100 years prior though. So like even when they were making the phone and they were figuring out how to potentially get to the moon if it happened and all this stuff, like all that took way longer to get to. Now in the last 10 years we're like Bluetooth, Skype, Zoom calls, you know, like whatever, like faster travel, like all this stuff. It all came about in the last 10 years at a very high, like a higher rate than before like the last 10.
My dad thinks it's aliens.
I think your dad's right.
I don't believe in aliens. Someone could literally, like, an alien could come from the sky right now and stand in front of me.
Right.
And I would not believe it.
And you'd be like this, and you're like, no.
I would be like, you're not an alien.
Yeah.
Canadian. No, I would personally think it's a demon.
Mm.
Because that's...
Potentially.
Yeah.
more in line with
I
religious beliefs.
like refuse to believe in aliens.
Yeah, but there's like
Like
essentially unlimited universes out there, or like galaxies and planets. Like you don't think places that we haven't seen yet, like light years and light years away, there's a possibility that maybe there's some organisms out there just growing on a big rock.
Or another planet that looks like Earth.
Yeah. Maybe there's like 15 Earths and God's just kind of like in control of all of them.
I don't like it.
You don't like that idea?
No.
That spook you?
It freaks me out.
We can go back to the light bulb if you want.
Yeah. God, let's talk about bread.
Yeah, bread. Yeast. Dope. All right, let's move on. Even though we jump back into it. We're going to talk about relationships a little bit. Ready to talk about boys?
Yeah.
Cool. Here is your first question about relationships. Can guys and girls just be friends?
Yes.
Can they?
I think they can. Yeah.
Okay, talk to me about it. What's up?
There's plenty of guys that like I'm friends with, and I don't think anything sexual about them. I don't picture a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a thought in my head. So maybe what I'm saying is I think it can be that way for guys too.
For sure.
But I think more so for girls. A girl would say yes more than a guy would, because a guy is always going to look at a girl and be like, oh, I could see something with her. Maybe.
I mean, we're more like,
or
we're
like,
way more
what if
visual.
we dated?
Right.
And then that's just the seed planted in your head and it festers.
I definitely have a ton of girlfriends that I've never thought, relational, sexual, nothing like that. Like always just homies. So I totally agree with you. I think guys and girls can just be friends, but there's going to be a lot of people. Like if we clip that right there, there's going to be a ton of dudes saying like, nope, there's no way. It doesn't work. It's not compatible. Guys,
and I think that's something wrong with that guy then.
You think so?
I think they need to take a deeper look. Like, are you really...
You can't.
Do you really think you could have a relationship with all these people? Okay, this is gonna sound rude, but are you personally, are you gonna look at like the ugliest girl in the world and be like, I could see something with her? I think it could have something to do with like
physical attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually what fuels guys.
Exactly.
Is physical attraction.
So then the question should be, do you think two really attractive people can just be friends?
That's a good question.
And
what do you think? No?
No.
Okay,
No.
right.
If I see a guy and I think he's like attractive, first thought in my head, like, could we date?
Right.
Could it work?
Right.
Probably not.
So maybe guys who think that guys and girls can't be friends just have lower expectations or standards?
Probably.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is what it is. I agree, though. I think guys and girls can definitely be friends because I have girlfriends that there will never, ever come anything about it, and you would never be able to be friends with somebody who's dating a guy then, right? Like a girl who has a boyfriend, you still couldn't just be friends with them. It doesn't really make sense.
I feel like you could just be friends, but the girlfriend, again, is planting that seed in her boyfriend's mind, like, why are you going to hang out with her? And then he's like, no, there's nothing there. And then that guy's going to go, like, say I'm the friend.
Right.
And, like, he's strictly a friend, even though he has a girlfriend. One, I probably wouldn't hang out with him one-on-one if I knew he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Because I don't want to be that girl, and I'm sure it would make her uncomfortable, and that's the last thing I want to do,
right.
Especially if he's my friend and I want him to have this happy relationship with her.
True. Yeah, if he's just your friend, you want it to work out.
Let's say hypothetically we did hang out one-on-one, and he said, oh, she was like worried about it because she thinks like I like you or you like me. And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, I don't like you. And then I go home, do I like him?
Ooh,
like,
tough.
why do I hang out with him the way I do? Like,
interesting.
So
interesting. That's kind of a different take than how you started then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Good clips. All right, here's your next question. What are some ways that guys you've dated have killed the relationship?
Lying. I had an ex in high school that would it started with little white lies and it turned into like really big lies.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, why are you lying about that?
Like
At first,
stuff that doesn't matter?
Yeah. In the beginning of the relationship, I'd be like, he'd say, I had eggs this morning for breakfast. And then later in the day, he's like, I had
bread.
I had waffles for breakfast. I'm like,
right.
You said you had eggs earlier. He's like, I did? And I'm like, yeah, so like why would you lie about that? Or like maybe you just weren't thinking. I don't know. But then it turned into him like changing a girl's name in his phone to something else.
Oh, whack.
Me being the psycho girl, I was on his phone one time because
didn't trust him.
I was just looking on his phone.
Yeah,
and
you're crazy.
I searched the girl's name that I
Yeah.
had like told him I was very uncomfortable with and was trying to set boundaries with.
Uh-huh.
And I searched her name on Snapchat and she came up, but her name wasn't her actual name. Like, he had changed it to another girl's name.
Right.
And he did that because he didn't want me to see her name pop up on his phone.
I mean,
and I saw this
yeah.
while we were on vacation, like, down in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Together?
Yes.
Oh, bummer.
That my family brought him on. And I, like, was like, what's this?
That ruins the trip a little bit.
I honestly let it go because we were in the Virgin Islands.
Right.
I wasn't going to let that ruin my beach time. But
dang, that's crazy. I mean,
I think lying
is tough. I've definitely been in relationships that like lying is apparent, and I've never like not to that extent though. I've never dated a girl that like just lied about something so menial as like breakfast. Like that's just like compulsive.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have a problem if you're lying about that. You have a problem lying about anything. Like you should be truthful in every situation with a relationship, but like little things like that, like why did you lie? What is that? How does that benefit you?
Exactly. And then it creates all these trust issues later on that just fester and build up. Honestly, I'd rather be hurt by the truth now than like brutally hurt by the truth later on.
Oh, yeah.
Like finding out the truth later.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Because then you're hurt by the truth and you're hurt by them lying to you.
Right.
So.
And then you don't really know like the solid, like the whole relationship up to that point. Like, how much was he lying about the whole time?
Exactly. So now when I get into relationships with a guy, I'm like, you know what? I just want to know if you're sleeping around with other girls, if you're talking to all these other girls, let me know now. And I'll say that like the second time we're hanging out. Because I'm what
kind of guy's going to tell you like yes, though?
Exactly. So it's kind of like it's hard. You have to like.
What's the point of asking him then? Because it's not going to be like, yeah, I do be hitting.
I mean, when I've asked, they've been fairly honest.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Are you saying dating or just like talking, period?
Talking.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, if they're saying they're sleeping with someone while I'm dating them, I'm like, whoa.
Just like a handful, like 2-3 people.
They've been like pretty honest when I've asked before.
Really?
Like, yeah, I did the other week.
Okay.
Like, okay. But it has to be before we started talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. What is the split though? Like, let's say you just started talking to a guy 3 days ago. And like you're starting to catch feelings. Maybe he's catching feelings, but then he smashes like the next day. But like you're not a thing. I
don't think I would ask straight away. Like within 3 days. No. Like
okay, so
I'd have to hang out with him for at least like let's say like a week or two.
Yeah.
Multiple times. And there is flirting. Like there's that
compatibility,
chemistry or whatever.
Right.
Then I would be like, okay, like I just want to know because I don't want to waste either of our times because I am dating to marry.
Right.
So if I see potential with you and I see like I want to date you, I'm going to do it for the long run. I'm not just dating you to then be heartbroken later on.
Right. I think that's definitely more of a mindset for girls. I think guys our age are more like, I should be dating somebody right now, so I have to find somebody to date. Not necessarily like, oh, this is the girl I'm going to marry. It's just like, I should be dating, right? Like, I'm in the time of my life where I should be dating a girl. Mm-hmm. Which I think that's the split between girls and guys. And I think girls are a little bit more mature within relationships in that aspect.
Yeah.
But
I would agree with that.
Shut out. All right, next one. What's something that would turn your head about a guy you weren't originally interested in?
His sense of humor.
Really?
Humor is so big with me.
Really?
Like, I've gone for, well,
go ahead.
I'm trying to think of it. Definitely humor, because there's been guys who have gone after me and I'm like, I don't really like them. They're not that cute to me. And then they're funny and I'm like, he's the cutest guy ever.
Really?
Literally, humor is so attractive to me.
I've heard a lot of girls say that.
Yeah. Like, I would even say I like my men a little ugly, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to love me.
But
that's funny. No, I've heard a lot of girls say like, guy with a sense of humor, guy who can carry a conversation, good banter. Those are like the things that carry after maybe you see him and you're like, oh, I don't think he's super hot. But then you start chatting with him and you're like, okay, he's very interesting, so I find him attractive.
Also, eye contact.
Yeah, eye contact is big.
If a guy's like staring into my soul, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
Right, yeah.
So
I've heard eye contact too, for sure. We talked about that way back when, actually. That was like one of the first podcasts we shot, was like, eye contact was one of the first questions that I wrote down. Mm-hmm. So it's funny you say that. And it's pretty much been repeated throughout the episodes that eye contact is important, sense of humor. A lot of girls like a tall guy.
I think
athletic.
Yeah, I think the whole tall thing, not to like hurt the short king's egos, it's just a protective thing. Like, he's taller, he's a little more built. Like, he could handle himself and like protect me.
Protect you, yeah.
Yeah.
Which totally makes sense. Yeah, I get it. It's like the same way as like guys pick out features on a girl that are like culturally known as being more attractive.
Mhm.
You know, it's not that every single time I see a girl with, you know, a big butt, I'm going to be attracted to her, like
Mhm.
whatever. But those are generally like the qualities or features that guys are looking for, and vice versa. Girls are going to generally look for a guy who's tall.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But sweet. All right, here's your next one. Have you ever caught feelings for a guy after seeing him in your dreams?
No.
Really?
I don't really like dream about people or like guys at least. Like I'll have my friends or my family in my dreams,
Yeah.
but never a guy that I've been interested in. I've never had that kind of dream. I've never had like one of those, whoa, that got
Hey.
steamy dream. Never had a dream like that.
Not necessarily steamy. I was thinking more like
Even just a normal
like a normal ass dream. I've had dreams in the past where I wasn't interested in a girl and then she was in my dream, and for whatever reason I was like, oh, I think I kind of dig her now, like in a weird way. And I don't know if that's just me or not, but
I think, yeah, no. I mean, you're probably not the only one, but I definitely cannot relate. Like my dreams are weird.
talk to me.
I have very realistic dreams where I'm like sleeping and I just like wake up because it felt so real. And for a solid like 7 seconds, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, did that happen?
Like trying to figure out where you're at.
Yeah. Or
Are
like
they,
I
like,
will,
nightmares.
I'll wake up like crying. Like I wake up like my tears are just drenching
Like you
my
were crying
face
in
and my
your-
pillow. Yeah.
Holy hell,
And
girl.
then I wake up and I'm still crying because I'm like, is that real? Did that happen?
I can't remember the last time I had a nightmare. Like genuinely, not generally.
And one of the ones I had, it was so weird. I'm driving with my friend and we're trying to get away from this factory because we were
Oh.
spies. And for some reason, her grandma was there.
Right.
Barely.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And we were spies for this factory and we're driving away, like the getaway car. And there's this sharp turn and we're driving super fast. And I'm in the back seat in the middle though. So I see a clear view of the windshield or whatever. And I'm like, turn, like turn the wheel. Because we're coming up on this cliff edge and we just drive off of it. And I see the rocks at the bottom, like coming closer and closer. And the second we like smack the ground,
Yeah.
I woke up like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like it was insane. Yeah.
Feeling around, making
And then
sure you're
just-
alive.
Like pretty, like my dreams are just so realistic. I've
Do you
also had dreams where it happens the next day, like predictive dreams.
Oh, like deja vu, but like futuristic.
Mm,
Like you have a dream about something and then it happens the next day.
right. I'm 8, maybe not the next day, within the next week. I've had a lot of dreams about school shootings, and then within that week I hear about a school shooting. And I get there's so many school shootings, but I'm talking like 6th grade. There was a school shooting at a high school near us, and I had a dream the previous night that like my little elementary school got shot up. What 6th grader dreams about that?
Yeah, not many.
And
That's
so we
pretty
were in
crazy.
lockdown, and so we didn't know what was going on, but it was a high school nearby. I had a dream about Obama and Mitt Romney when they were running against each other. Obama won. I'm 8 years old. Why am I dreaming about the presidency? And
You've always been pretty political though.
Yes, always. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Just crazy.
What do you
stuff
think
like
that is? You think it's like a? Do you think it's like a gift
I don't know.
or is it a curse?
I don't know. I don't really look too deeply into it because I don't really believe in that kind of stuff, like predicting the future or
Right.
like I believe in like prophecy within the Bible.
Yeah.
But if I were to ask like my biological mom, she's very big on saying that I have a very strong intuition and stuff like that. And
Interesting.
she says she does. And so when I have these dreams, I'm like, is she like onto something?
Yeah, I mean Daniel was he saw prophecies in the Bible in his dreams.
Yeah, but why like
Why you?
yeah. Or like why would God have me dream about who's winning the presidency at 8 years old? Like I can do anything about it.
I don't know about that one. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
exactly.
That one might have been a fluke. But
Just
like,
weird.
school shooting stuff, maybe. I don't know. Do you still
Yeah.
have that? You still get like dreams that you kind of get intuitive about in like future events?
Not for a while. I don't think I've had one since high school.
Okay, interesting. Weird. Yeah, that's super interesting though. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, here's your next one.
That went so off topic.
I know. Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, dreams. I mean, kind of. Still
Yeah.
stuck around dreams a little bit. Have you ever slow danced in a kitchen with no music playing?
No. I haven't done it with music on either.
Really? You
No,
never slow
no.
danced ever?
No.
High school prom?
Oh, well, yeah. I actually, no, not at prom. I had a boyfriend at the time. Him and I are good friends now, but he
Yeah.
was mad because I had gone off with another like one of my friends to make a TikTok during the slow dance.
Right.
And so he's like wondering where I am.
man.
I had like gone off. I didn't even know it was like the
Yeah, of
slow dance
course.
that came on.
Right.
But
That's a little brutal for that guy, though.
yeah,
He's like, dang, he's probably really looking forward to that.
that was the one slow dance he'd ever get besides homecoming, and I was nowhere around.
I heard somebody talking about, like, I think it was on TikTok. They were like, you know a girl's in love with you when she slow dances in the kitchen with no music on. Like, you just slow dance with her in the kitchen. That's how you know she's in love with you. That's
like
where the question
doing
came
it with
from.
another person,
Like
not
with a
me
guy.
slow dancing
Oh,
by
yeah, you're just
myself.
like- That's a little weird.
um,
No, like
I
with a
would-
dude, yeah, like relational.
I would do that, but I wouldn't say that I would. I would do it with a lot of the people I've talked to. I fall in love pretty easily.
Do you?
Not fall in love, but I get interested in people pretty easily.
You fall quickly.
Yeah, if they're funny, I'm like, ooh, I like you.
Right.
Even if you're a little ugly, like I like you. I would love to do that with someone, but also I want to know in my head and heart, like, this is the person I'm going to marry before
Yeah.
I do it.
Yeah,
because if
agreed.
I'm doing it with a guy I'm just dating and then it ends and I'm heartbroken,
It's gonna hurt worse.
when I'm doing it again. Like,
Oh,
with
interesting.
someone
I wasn't
else.
thinking that way. I was just thinking, like, when it does end, you're like, oh man, I really thought he was the one because we were slow dancing in the kitchen. But you're saying, like, the next time you do it, you're like, oh man, it reminds me of the first time I did it.
that's why I'm very careful about like the kind of dates I go on or the kind of experiences I have with a boyfriend if I'm starting to think like they're not the one,
Yeah,
because I don't want to then
tarnish future
yeah,
moments.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
I don't. Yeah, I would say don't like limit yourself, but I get where you're
exactly,
coming from.
like if the guy suggests like, let's go do this really fun thing, I'm like, all in, let's do it.
Mhm.
But then it just sucks later on when someone's like, hey, you want to go do this fun thing? And I'm like, I've done that before with someone else. Obviously, I'm not going to tell them that,
Right,
but
just
I'll
be
like
straight
in the
up.
back of my head, I'm like,
You're like, no, January 2016, I went with Jason. I can't do that.
well, if it's someone I'm like over, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, right. Then it's easier.
Like my ex in high school, we went on so many vacations to all these different places. And like if I were to go back to one of the places with a future boyfriend, I would obviously think about like the
Yeah.
last time I was there.
Oh, of course, everybody would. I think
Yeah.
it's just the ability to like get over that. Like, is
Mhm.
that still kind of like dwindling? Hopefully not.
No.
Right.
Yeah, I'm fine now.
So good to hear. All right. Next relationship question: is it important for your boyfriend to be a man's man?
Okay, so does that mean like a manly man?
Kind of, yeah. Like fix stuff or like into cars. I don't know, chopping wood, outdoor chores,
I think he
provide
should.
for the family. Obviously.
I definitely like my men more masculine.
Yeah.
I don't like a feminine guy. I like a guy who can like get his hands dirty. But I also worked in construction over the summer with my dad and realized I'll probably be able to do a lot of the things around the house.
Yeah,
and
good for you.
wear the pants.
Yeah.
So
Right on, Carrie.
yeah,
Carry a little bit.
working in construction though, I was like, yeah, I want a guy who can like meet me at my masculine level if I have one.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Well, I feel like especially with girls who have a tendency to be more masculine or more like independent, they like are extremely independent, but they also still want to be kind of like dominated. Like they want the guy to be even more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about like feeling protected by a guy.
Right.
Like I want a
Because
guy.
you're like, no, I'm independent. I'm my own woman. And then they're like, chill. And you're like, okay.
Yeah. If this guy can't fix like a leaky toilet, like, really?
Yeah.
You're a dude. He doesn't have to be into cars. He doesn't have to know everything about a car. But like if I'm stranded on the road and he can't like at least
Change the
FaceTime me.
tire
Yes,
or-
exactly.
Yeah. For sure. Changing
One,
tires,
my dad
changing
would
oil.
my dad would be like, why are you dating a girl?
Yeah.
Like, I think the manliness has to like meet my dad's level.
Okay.
'Cause I
His
am-
expectations?
That and just like be on my dad's level. I'm looking for a guy who's like my dad because my dad is like, that's not weird to say because my
No.
dad is just like one of the best people ever.
That is hilarious. I was literally going to ask you a question. I took it out. Let's see if we still have it. No, I was literally going to ask you, are you looking for a relationship like your parents?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
I think
My
it's
dad
healthy.
my dad has said over and over, the only like my purpose on this earth that God gave me is to protect you and my wife, and my daughters and my family and provide for them.
Right.
Just provide and protect my family.
That's like a traditional man's man.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
That's what it should be.
Have you ever seen that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air clip where have you seen Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No, but is it the clip where he's like, he didn't teach me how to
Yeah. I
shave?
don't need him to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That clip. I saw that today on TikTok and it kind of like got me a little bit. Cause like
Really?
I never had that experience. Like I was extremely blessed growing up. My parents are in the picture, healthy relationship, always had like this role model couple to look at that like, oh, that's what I want when I find a girl.
Well, it's funny you say that because I just had a conversation the other day with a friend where it's like, you know how kids of divorced parents always think like, oh, love's not like actually real. Because they have this, their role models in life didn't find that love and it ended, or they didn't fight to work through it.
And if they can't make it work, then why could I? Kind of thing. I think that's their mentality.
But as like you and I, like our parents are still together. They're so deeply in love, like for decades.
Right.
We can't also say like, oh, no, love lasts, because our parents also like love each other in different ways than our generation loves people.
For sure.
Let's talk about it. We have social media now. We have literally every single person in the palm of our hands. There's options. Right. And that's what makes loving people so much harder now.
Facts.
Our parents, it's easier for them to love each other the way that they do because they didn't have all these options. They had a few options. They had Jenny down the block, Susie up the street.
Oh, Susie was cute though.
Yeah. Stacy's mom over that way.
yeah. She had it going on.
And
no, I know what you mean though. Like,
and they still don't really have like that grasp of like what social media is and how many people they can like connect to around the world.
Literally everyone. You can connect to anybody.
They had these few options and they just like went with it and they're rolling with it. And my mom brought up the other day too, people's vows. Like people don't take vows seriously. Like
obviously not.
Instead of like till death do us part, at this point it's until it gets hard.
Yeah.
People don't fight through things anymore, and there's like 50% of marriages end in divorce in America now.
Yeah.
I barely get through a situationship ending. I'm like crying for days.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine going through a divorce.
Divorce scares me.
I like genuinely do not think I would survive.
I think about it sometimes, like you think you meet the perfect woman and everything's going perfectly, and then you get 7 years down the road and she just like drops a bombshell on you that like I'm not in love with you anymore. Like
exactly.
What do you do?
Or like the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
What is that? I do not believe in that.
You don't believe in the honeymoon phase?
No. If you're with someone that you truly love, that honeymoon phase will last the entire relationship.
I think
obviously there's going to be hardships and there's going to be moments where it's like, oh, like it doesn't feel like I'm on a honeymoon anymore. Like I'm not having these fun and new experiences, but you're still deeply in love and you want to go through life together if that's your person.
I think more so than not, if you are deeply in love with somebody, it's more like choosing to love rather than like always just being in love. You know, like if you really love somebody, there are going to be days where you wake up and you're like, man, I just kind of want to be like on my lonesome, like solo dolo today. I don't want to worry about my kids.
That doesn't mean a honeymoon phase is ending.
Kind of. The honeymoon phase is like everything's perfect, flowers, candy, everything is going to be amazing until, we die together. And that's not quite true.
I don't know. I just don't believe in like these relationship phases because
really?
Not every relationship is the exact same too.
True. None of them are the same.
Like my parents, I would say they're still in the honeymoon phase. Yeah,
really?
It's not like obviously when they first started dating, they didn't have to worry about having kids or like their jobs that they have now. It's just transformed. Like it's taken a new form. It's just not the same, but they're still like madly in love and having so much fun. Just sitting out in the hot tub at night and drinking together.
Right.
At the end of the day. Like that's their new honeymoon phase, if you want to call it that.
Are your parents lovey-dovey?
Oh my gosh, my mom is just all over my dad. Like she tells me way more than I need to know.
Yeah. You're like Mom, stop. Gross.
Like details. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad.
No.
It's bad. Love her, but I'm like, I don't want to picture that.
Yeah, no. It was 1984.
It was last night, actually.
No, Mom.
Yeah.
Mom.
They also don't know what a lock on a door is, so I've learned to knock.
Yeah. Hello? I've definitely... Yeah, nope, I'm not talking about that. Next question. How's the dating game treating you since we've seen you last?
Still single.
Single's a Pringle. You guys hear that? Just letting the fan base know.
I loved being like, I've been single since the podcast. I had just ended like a 7-month situationship when I came on last time.
Talking that. First episode.
Yeah, we were talking for 7 months.
Yeah, that one was.
And then it was kind of like a bomb drop, like, I don't want to date you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Got over that fairly quickly just because I finally realized like, okay, I just need to be single. I've been single for 2 years now, almost 2.5 years. And I've been loving it up until recently. There was this guy that I liked a lot, and it just ended, and I'm kind of in that phase where it's like, okay, I'm like ready to date now. Like I'm ready to find a relationship with someone, but
the relationship though, not a relationship. You're like ready to find hubby.
The relationship.
Right.
But guys right now, they're not looking for that. And I actually like, I think it's sad. Like I'm not mad that all these guys are going and hooking up with all these girls. Like it genuinely makes me sad
For the
them.
guy?
For them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what are you going to do when you tell your wife, like, I've had sex with 40 plus people?
Yeah, that's tough. I don't think guys realize it when they're 21, but like eventually you'll be in a serious relationship where she's the only girl you care about now. And then you look back at all these girls and you're like, wow, what a mistake.
And you're always going to be thinking about them. You're like,
yeah,
soul ties are so real.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I genuinely, like, I truly wish that I had waited till marriage.
Yeah.
And I want to find a man that has waited till marriage. And at this point, that's not like plausible. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
So it's kind of like having to come with terms like, okay, you were so willing to just like have sex with all these people. What makes it special with me? You can say you're in love with me, but you've had sex where you've like made love with someone else.
Right.
And I get that that's a very small number compared to like all the people you just had a one night stand with or your buddy, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Quack.
You're friends with benefits.
Yeah, your love buddy.
Yeah. It just sucks. Like I'm already like, I don't want to have to admit like I've had sex with this amount of people to my husband.
Right. It's tough.
Yeah.
I think you have a very mature outlook on it though. I don't think most girls that are 21 have the same idea. Yeah, you are traditional, but most girls your age are like, I want the hot, tall baseball player because, you know, everybody's going to look at me like, oh, that's his girlfriend. She's got to be attractive. Everything's about like status quo and like credibility and stuff like that. And then once you get to like 25, you kind of realize, or from what I've heard from girls who are 25 now, they're like, I want hubby. I want like the nice guy now. I want to like settle down and like be able to trust him that he's not going to go to a party on a Tuesday night and hook up with somebody.
Exactly.
But I think it's just like a progression of maybe even getting hurt a couple times from those douchebags. And then eventually you're like, okay, I kind of get it now. Like those aren't the guys that those guys I thought they were my type. They're not my type. I'm looking for somebody like real. Yeah.
I don't think I have like a physical type. I have a like, I know how I want someone to treat me, which is why dating to marry is.
Emotional or behavioral, you're saying? You have more of a type than physical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I've been with guys who are like so opposite on the spectrum. Yeah. Of like brown hair, brown eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes, stuff like that. I don't have like a physical type. I have more of an emotional, like I know how someone wants to treat me, which is why me saying that I'm dating to marry, like if a guy's not treating me the way that I like want him to, we're not even going to date. Right. So I don't know. But
is that a new feeling? Because I feel like you've dated guys in the past that probably didn't treat you the best. I mean,
I like put up with it.
Oh.
And I don't know why, but it's just because I think it was easier to do that than leave and know that I'm gonna like have to deal with
the heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough.
But what sucks the most is when it's like being a Christian, like talking to a Christian guy who's like, I put God first, but then his body count is like through the roof, and obviously that's his own thing that he has to deal with, and I have no right to judge him based off that. But it does suck, and I'm also like I'm not the pot calling the kettle black.
Right.
Or well, I am in a way because I've had sex before marriage. I've hooked up with people.
Right.
But
you regret it now. I think more so like you want to find a guy that if he does have a body count, he's
like
remorseful. Yeah. At like a point now where he's like, that wasn't the right decision. I was trying to feed, selfish desires or, the flesh kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Good take.
Yeah.
Dope. All right. That was the end of relationships. I don't even know how long we've been going. All right, next game we're going to play, it's called What Stan Are You? This is how it works. I'm going to read off 2 different categories, controversial categories maybe, and you have to tell me which one you like better.
Okay.
All right, cool. Here's
like which one I agree with better?
Yeah, it's like not controversial. It's more like people might argue about them. It's not like...
So where I stand.
Yeah, okay. Kind of. But it's not that serious, to be honest.
Okay.
First one is delivery or sit-down meals.
Ooh, like if I want it delivered to me or I go out to the restaurant?
Exactly, yeah.
Probably sit down.
Sit down? You'd rather go to the restaurant?
Yeah, it's an experience. Get out of the house.
Yep, I agree actually. Especially if I'm like, if it's in a date aspect for sure. Unless I've been dating her for a while and then we just get delivery and like watch a movie, that's cool. But if you're like just trying to get to know somebody still, I'm probably gonna like want to go out.
Yeah. If I'm by myself, it's coming to me. I'm not gonna go sit in a restaurant alone. If I'm with someone, honestly.
I could see you in a booth by yourself.
Yeah, I could see it too, but
it's not what we're looking for though.
I've done it before and I felt like
weird.
really weird.
Yeah, I could see that. I'd go sit down too if it's if I'm with somebody. I don't like eating alone though. I really don't. Unless I'm at home, then I don't care.
Yeah.
But...
I eat alone a lot.
Do you? Oh,
yeah.
Sad. All right, here's your next one. All right, baseball or football?
Football.
Football? You'd rather watch it? Or play it?
Watch it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch a baseball game.
Really? You don't like baseball at all?
No. I go to a lot of Rockies games, but only for the food that's there.
Yeah.
They have cheesecake on a stick.
What? That sounds like state fair food.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We don't have that in Minnesota. We have dollar dog nights, like on Wednesdays. If there's a game, you get like $1 hot dog, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I don't like hot dogs.
At all?
No. Brats. I like brats.
Brats go dummy stupid hard, but hot dogs are still good.
Okay.
All right. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
I know. I'm going to go dogs too. But recently, I had a roommate who had a cat, and I know you met him actually the first time because he was still living here. But I low-key kind of like cats now. And my parents would not be happy with me saying that.
Oh, my dad thinks that cats are literally like from the devil.
Yeah, that's what
from the Bible.
Yeah, from the Bible. And aliens. Cats are aliens.
Yes, my dad fully believes that cats are aliens. I'm not even kidding. Like he will go like he despises cats.
Is he allergic?
Hates cats. No.
Oh, he just hates them.
No, he just hates them. Like he genuinely he's like cats don't go to heaven, and I'm like, Dad, like God created cats. Yeah. He's like, they're not mentioned in the Bible.
Interesting.
Like, I haven't even looked into that. I don't know if he's right or not. But
let's look it up. Yeah. I'm gonna look that one up. Are cats mentioned?
They're little assholes.
Mention of the animal occurs not once in the Protestant Bible.
Okay, wait. Are dogs mentioned though?
All right, let's look it up. Are dogs mentioned? Boom. Here's a selection of the many references to a dog in the King James Bible. Revelations 22:15. For without dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and adulterers and whoever loveth and maketh a lie. Philippians 3:2. Beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of... So they do talk about dogs, but it seems like it's kind of in a negative connotation.
All dogs go to heaven.
That is facts. Yeah. Well, most dogs. I've met a couple dogs and I'm like, there's no
That's
way.
instinct. They can't control that.
Some of those dogs are not saved and I know it.
You cannot say anything bad about Rush. I love that cat's death.
Yeah, I know you do.
So just trying to decide who I like better though, Harper or Rush.
I'm gonna go Harp. That is so tough. Rush is like literally the coolest cat I've ever met.
He was mean.
He's so cool. He's so funny.
It's fun to mess with him. It was so fun.
Yeah, he'd just be chilling on the chair, like waiting for you to mess with him, and they'd be like wind up. He was so cool. Yeah. So dogs over cats, though.
Yeah.
Jake, you're going dogs.
Yeah, we have 5. So.
Hey, shout out Michigan boy. All right, here's your next one. Long hair or short hair on a guy?
Mullet.
Mullet? Deadass?
Mullet all the way.
No, now you're just doubling down.
No, I love mullets. Like, I love mullets.
I could never pull off a mullet.
So, both?
Okay, yeah, short in the front, long in the back.
Yeah. I think if I couldn't choose mullet, I'd choose a little bit longer, but not too long. Like, your length, I consider long.
But, like, short on top.
I hate fades.
I don't like fades. I also don't look
short.
good with a fade. I have a weird head for fades. I had one when I was like in high school and I was like, no, I can't do this again. I like wanted to look like G-Eazy.
No, like I find like I won't. Like I like my guys a little ugly, but not with a fade.
Yeah,
that's too much.
Faded mullet?
No, I like no fade. Nothing like gradient against no.
Right. All right. I'm gonna go long hair for guys. I like a guy with long hair. But obviously I'm not looking to date them. That is funny. When you grow out your hair.
Okay, well then long or short hair on a girl. What would you say?
Probably long. But I don't mind short hair on girls, like as much as other guys do.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think it's cute in a certain way. But what was I just saying? Oh, when a guy grows out his hair, other dudes will be like, yo, your hair looks dope, dude. It looks sick. And then girls will be like, no, cut it. Right.
Yeah.
So like if a guy continues to grow out his hair, it probably is implication that he might be looking for approval from dudes. Just saying. Just saying.
You had really long hair at one point.
No.
Yeah, you did. All I know is that if I brought home a guy with a man bun, my dad would shoot him on sight.
Yeah, your dad is extremely traditional.
Oh, he hates man buns.
Yeah, and cats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dope. All right, here's your last one. Body cam footage or car crash footage?
Oh, I will watch car crash compilations for hours.
Really?
Like, I have so many saved. It's insane.
You like car crashes? You like enjoy watching those?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about it? Just like,
I don't know, you just can't take your eyes off, you know?
it's just like a surreal experience. Like, how's this even possible kind of thing?
I just want to experience it. Which
you want to be in a car crash?
I want to know what kind of adrenaline rush that is. And that, like, I'll say that to my friends, like, while I'm driving, they're like double seatbelt, like freaking out. And I'm like, guys, I'm not going to purposefully crash my car. I would never purposefully do that because that's a lot of money and I don't want to hurt someone else.
And you could, like, I don't know, die. Which would
that
suck,
too.
Right?
I watch car crash videos all the time.
Do you have a favorite?
Do
you have like one video that stands out when you think of car crash videos?
Yeah, I have it saved. I don't know the name, but it's like 2 hours long. It's got some good ones. It's got like gnarly ones. Like,
compilation. I was like, geez, that's a long car crash.
I'm trying to think of one specific car crash that I've watched like multiple times.
Like if you're telling somebody that you like car crashes, do you have a go-to video that you're like, no, check this out. This is why I like them.
Yeah, the compilation video.
Okay.
I don't have like a specific one.
Have you found anybody that's like, oh no, I get it. I get why you like these so much. Or most people are like, yeah, that is crazy, Em.
No one has ever agreed with me. And then they're scared to get in the car with me. I'm like, I'm not gonna purposefully go out there and do that.
It's too expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It is expensive. Cars are crazy expensive. I know you're saying body cam footage.
Both.
Both.
You remember the car crash video I showed you where like they're driving down the road in like California and then the one just like flew off the highway?
Yeah, you love that. You like laugh at those ones. You like watch the car.
Oh,
Look at
plane
that woman
crash
flying.
compilations too.
Plane crash ones.
I can't. I'll be scared to fly if I watch that.
Really? You won't watch those ones?
I don't like plane crash.
I just like, it's not even something that comes to my head to like look up. Like I've never thought about, like he watches Cops and I never think about watching Cops.
So that's what you mean by body cam? That's boring.
Yeah. Sometimes it's interesting though. Like if they're catching some dude doing something shady and then you got the cops like chasing after them down the street. Yeah. You like that one, don't you? I get the appeal for both, but I don't think about them ever. Like I wouldn't go to my way to watch them.
Oh, like that's what I watch at night before I go to bed.
Yeah, you're like, ugh. Just watch
that
like...
and car detailing videos.
Oh, really? You're a big car girl.
I don't know a lot about them, but I like looking at them.
I think I remember your favorite car. You don't want a Bronco, do you?
I would love to have a 69 Bronco.
Is that what it was? Is that what you told me?
69 SS Camaro.
Oh, that's what it is. Yep, I wouldn't have pulled that. I know like nothing about cars, but
I just like older cars. They look so nice.
They are cool. I'm going to take an older car over a new car other than gas mileage, but I'm like kind of a cheapo, so.
You look better on the road, so.
Yeah.
Although if you crash it, oh.
Yeah, true. That's brutal. Like you see those like Lambo videos where they crash those?
Yeah.
You're just literally thinking about the price tag.
I don't even feel bad.
Really?
Because usually they're being stupid when they do them. It's like when they're pulling out of the car meet and they're trying to be super loud and
like, rev the engine. And
and then it's like they spin out and hit another car, and I'm like, yeah.
Makes sense.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, true. True. Good phrase. All right. So next thing we're gonna do, questions for guys. So you got some questions for me?
Yes. Okay. So the first one is, how do men really find it better to have that college experience when they could have this like amazing girl who cares about them so much, like right in front of them, like wants to like share really cool life experiences together, grow together, but they choose this college experience where they're just hooking up with all these girls instead?
Yeah, I think dudes in college are obviously focused on like multiple experiences. They're trying to like get the most out of college, and in a 21-year-old dude's brain, it's probably hooking up with as many girls as they can.
I just don't understand, like, why.
Well, like, I think there's girls in college that have the same mindset.
I just don't understand that. Maybe I'm just like a hopeless romantic, so I just don't understand.
Yeah, you want to be like swept off your feet.
Yeah.
Not like notching the bedpost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
I
I do think you're kind of an outlier though in college.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about, you have a little bit more of a traditional mindset. and you kind of, like want the real deal thing. I think a lot of people are more like, I just want to, acquire the accolades of, I, put in work in college and I did all this stuff. And then it's not until they like turn 25. It's like you realize like, no, that's not what I wanted. And I was making all these mistakes that I wish I could take back, but I can't. So I think that's just kind of a natural progression of a guy because we're very sexually driven.
Okay.
Not the answer you're looking for, obviously.
No. And then I would like to know why guys will go from seeming so interested, then overnight it's like a flip switches. Like they're head over heels for this girl, and then all of a sudden they just lose interest. Is it just to like get them in bed and like they realize this girl doesn't want to sleep with them? Or once they do get this girl in bed, they're like, I'm done. On to the next thing. Like, is it a chase thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure to an extent. I think, every dude is different. It's going to be a case by case thing. Some guys are like very sexually driven, like we just talked about. So once he kind of gets that, like what else is there to chase? If he is chasing after that and he gets it, then why would he still stick around? And then on the flip side, well,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like I've had guys chase me and then I'm interested in them and they're like, all right, what else is there? Usually
it's not like just emotional though. Because usually if you are chasing a girl, you are interested in her. And then when she reciprocates, you're like, wow, I finally I made it happen. Like dope. Some guys might fall off at that point because they're like, okay, what do I do now? Like even from an emotional standpoint. But I think most of the time if a guy falls off out of nowhere, it's probably because of something that she did that just like totally turned him off.
Okay.
Or he might have found somebody else too. Like one of those things, maybe he falls hard for like multiple different people. And then he like sees a new girl and he's like not willing to commit to one relationship.
Is it like something she did out of the ordinary?
Yeah, usually like a red flag action. Something like, oh, that's not what I didn't know she was like that. I wouldn't want that in a potential wife or a potential girlfriend. So like, what's the point of continuing on? And then feelings kind of just follow the mindset. But
yeah.
What do you think? Obviously you've had this thought before.
With oh, I don't want that in a potential girlfriend. It's also like, okay, there's a lot of things that people are going to have to like compromise on in relationships.
Right.
Obviously not like huge things. Like if it's like a difference in politics, like you can't handle being with someone who doesn't agree like morally with you, like
right.
religiously.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But everyone's going to have those little flaws that like you just have to get over or work on with each other. But I feel like nowadays people will see like one flaw and they're just like, done. I don't even want to like bring it up or talk about it.
For sure.
For me, like there's guys that I've talked to and they've had so many flaws and I'm just like, you know what? Like that's not the biggest deal because I enjoy their time. I want to make space in my life for this person.
Yeah.
And I feel like no one's ever like, I feel like, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I think kind of back to what we were saying though, like you in the college mindset, one bad thing happens, you have all of Instagram to look at a million different girls now. It's like, this girl's cute. Maybe she doesn't do that too. And then they go on to that girl and she does something else that they don't like. And they're like, okay, well, that's not the one either. Move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. And then they're just chasing like this pipe dream. So I think it's like a flaw. It's not a good character quality to have, but it is like relevant. Guys feel that way. I think girls feel that way too, though.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like you might be hanging out with a girl for, a duration of time. She seems like she's super interested in you. And then like you do one thing and she seems to totally fall off. And then you're like, was that like the one thing that made her drop off? Or like, what, did I do something? Was it a buildup? Kind of like one of those things. Like we were talking before the episode that I was in a relationship a little while ago and I was literally like, didn't get closure, didn't get answers. And I was just always wondering like, what was it? Did I do something that turned her off and she just didn't want to pursue? But I don't know.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
If you guys have the answer, feel free to drop it in the comments right now because we're stumped.
Yeah. And then, so I've been seeing on TikTok all over the place this masculine and feminine like divide, or they're calling it energy. I don't like to say like I have masculine energy. It's just like I come off as masculine, not in a way where it's like, well, I'll beat you up, dude. Like,
right.
More in a sense like
independence.
That, and it's like, so I've seen this thing where it's like, don't pursue the guy because that is like masculine and guys don't like that. you're pushing the guy away by doing that because you're being too masculine. You're not feminine enough. To be feminine, you have to like receive the love. You have to be the one being taken care of, blah, blah, blah. But when you do like the things that a guy should do in a relationship, like that's when the guy's pushed away. And I just like, so why should I change? Like, obviously I'm not going to change the way I love people just because it's like, oh, I want this one guy to be interested in me. Like if I'm giving too much, then that's too much for you. It's not going to be too much for the right person.
For the right guy. Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Good mindset.
So I guess what I'm asking is like, do guys like it when the girl pursues them?
Yeah.
Or should the guy more so be pursuing the girl? Because the girls like it when a guy pursues
Of course.
them. Everyone likes being pursued in a way.
Yeah.
But to what extent?
Yep. I don't totally agree with that. I think, and we've talked about this in recent podcasts, that like guys really like it when a girl is willing to go out of their way to like pursue you. Have you ever heard of the Gatsby method? Like if you're at a bar and you don't want to like physically go up and talk to a guy, but you want him to know that you're interested in him. These girls made up this method where like they'd make eye contact with the guy. If they looked back at them, then they would like raise their glass. So it's like kind of like an action insinuating like, if you want to come up and talk to me, you can. Like I'm giving you the open door kind of thing. So you're kind of making the first move, but they still feel like they're making the first move.
Yeah. I feel like also nowadays guys are like, okay, the girl has to make the first move. Because a guy could go up to a girl at a bar and be like, hey, you're really pretty. And for some reason, so many girls just get so offended by that nowadays. Like, oh, you just want to hook up with me. Or like, ew, gross.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
That makes no sense to me either. Like
Right.
if a guy said I'm pretty at a bar and I think he's kind of attractive, I'm going to go along with it.
Right. Why
But
not?
if it's like a guy I don't find attractive who says I'm pretty, I'm still going to be like, thank you. Like,
Yeah, that was sweet
very
of you.
nice of you.
Thanks, Eugene.
Thanks, Eugene. Go and talk. And then just like kind of be like, okay, I'm going to go talk to my friends.
Right, yeah.
I
Take the compliment. At the very
Yeah.
least, don't be offended. Take the compliment. They're not doing it to get in your pants at the bar.
Yeah.
They're just trying to show interest. Usually. Some guys are, but
I don't see how guys like being pursued, because anytime I've been the one to pursue a guy, it's like I'm too hard. Like I just love too hard, too fast. Because I've been told I've burned people out. I burn people out, and it makes no sense.
yeah, I don't think so. We just posted a TikTok clip the other day about like the girl asked me the question, is it attractive when a girl approaches a guy at a bar? And then we talked about it a little bit, like, yeah, if she's going to come up to me and tell me, you know, I'm attractive, it like takes off all the pressure of the situation. So like, I know she's interested in me. If I'm interested in her now, we can continue talking. It's the same thing as if a guy goes up to a girl.
Did you say like buying a drink is like attractive too?
Yeah.
Offers too?
Yeah, exactly. Like if a girl's like, yo, can I buy you a beer? I'd be like, let's get out of here. Like, you're
How am
my
I supposed
wife.
to do that? I don't drink anymore. Hey,
that would look sketchy as shit too.
Can I buy
Because he'd be
you
like,
a
can I buy
water?
you a beer? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then you don't get one. You're just like watching him drink it. He's like, what is she doing?
Can I get a water, please?
Yeah.
At a bar.
You should just buy people soda at the bar. That would be funny. Like,
Hey,
can
you
I-
want a Dr. Pepper?
yeah, that'd be hilarious. Guys would think that's funny, actually. Especially if you're in like a hardcore drinking setting. You'd be like,
Imagine-
two
yeah.
Sprites over here.
Or I'm like, hey, let's get this guy a water. He'd be like, wait, why
Like,
does
what
it look like I need a water? Like, am I like being weird?
yeah, there you go.
Ugh.
Ranch soda. Corn
Have
on
a
the
Big
cob.
Red.
Yeah. Next date I go on, I'm buying Big Red for the girl. And that'll be a...
That'll be the last girl you ever take out.
I think it's good. I think you're tripping.
There was a blue one of that too, right?
Big Blue?
No, it's just a different name.
Oh.
It's like blue bubble gum. I can't even talk right now.
Big... Yeah.
Blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry?
Is it delicious?
Is it delicious? Do you enjoy it? That is so good.
Oh, you got Harper to try.
Attention.
You
What's
want-
up, Peanut?
You want some Big Red?
All right, you got one more question, or was that the third one?
That was the third one.
Oh, we're good then. All right, last thing we're going to do, cute or cringe. And I think this is like the only game that we played in your first episode. So you remember how to play?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a prompt. You're going to tell me cute, you like it, or cringe, you don't like it.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Kind of like a ick.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Here's your first one. Cute or cringe, Busch Light.
Like if a guy drinks Busch Light.
Like for you, do you like Busch Light?
Oh, I don't drink.
Drink.
I mean, I have in the past, but I'm done drinking now.
Do you like the taste of beer?
I used to, and then I think I had too much of it in high school, and it was just kind of like, ugh,
Oh,
beer.
really?
Yeah.
You got burnt out on it?
Honestly, I was a Budweiser girl myself.
Oh, okay.
So
Budweiser or Bud Light?
Budweiser.
Yeah.
I would say it's cute.
Yeah.
I don't see an issue.
I could
with
see
it.
your dad just saying like, no daughter of mine's going to drink light beer.
He drinks a lot of Bud Light. He's a Coors guy.
Coors Light?
Modelo.
Oh.
Or like Hawaiian
Premium
beer.
or Negra?
I don't know.
Is it darker or lighter?
Lighter.
Premium. I think it's premium or Especial. That's what it's called. Modelo Especial. I love Modelos. Cute or cringe? Matching ugly Christmas sweaters.
Depends on the setting.
You and your boyfriend are going to a family event.
And it's like a sweater event, or like we're the only ones matching.
I don't know.
If we're just walking down the street wearing matching sweaters, no.
Let's say
That's cringe.
Let's say there are going to be other people at the family like get together that they're probably wearing ugly sweaters too, but you show up with a matching ugly sweater with your boyfriend.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First time your
it's
family
like-
meets him too.
Yeah, like wearing the cute matching Christmas pants.
Yeah,
I
the
like-
pajama
I think
pants or
that's
whatever.
cute. And especially if the guy is like willing to do it and like wants to. If he's like, oh, I don't want to, then it's like, fine, we
Yeah.
won't do it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fine.
So as long as he goes along with it.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Oh, camera's freaking
Like
turned off.
general Christmas party, like Christmas party.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, pretty much. Just showing up wearing like a, I don't know, one of those ones with like the ornaments on it or like a
The
Rudolph.
reindeer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Sweet. So cute. Cute or cringe? Cross necklaces.
I think they're cute if you wear them for the right reason.
If you
it's not
actually-
it's not a fashion statement.
No.
It's,
That should mean something.
yeah, it's a very important like religious symbol. Like I don't wear this just because I think it's cute. I wear it because I believe in what the cross signifies.
Good. That's dope. I think I'm with you on that one. If you are gonna wear a cross necklace, it should mean something to you, or else just wear literally anything else on your necklace, like anything else.
Yeah.
But like a cross is supposed to signify, you know, crucifixion, like serious stuff. It's not
Mhm.
like joking matter or like,
and, like
fashion
those
statement.
guys with the little cross earrings.
Yeah.
That too. It's still a cross.
Yeah. You don't really ever see like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go there, but yeah. All right, we'll move on. Cute or cringe? Fantasy football.
Cringe. I don't know what it is. I don't
You
understand.
don't know what
So
fantasy
you
football-
pick all these random football players that are real and put them on a team. How do they actually play? Like, how do you know what's happening? Like,
they have
is it a
individual
video game?
No.
Oh.
Individual stats. So each guy, fantasy football is like you pick up wide receivers, you pick up running backs, you pick up quarterbacks, depending on what they do during their games. Like they're not all on the same team, but they're playing in their own individualized game. So quarterback throws for 3 touchdowns and 250 yards. He's going to get X amount of points. A running
So
back
you
runs,
just want the most amount of points at the end.
and you go up head to head against another dude that week. So you're trying to get more points than they do in
Oh,
one
it's
week.
per week.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you can play like 10 guys.
Oh, I might get into that.
You gotta wait a whole season now, but we're like in week 9, I think. Like we're like halfway through it.
Okay.
But next season we'll get you on a team, and now you
Sweet.
know how to play.
Yeah.
Maybe Eugene will join us. All right, here's your last one. Cute or cringe? QAnon.
What?
QAnon,
What is that?
like Q. You know what that is?
No.
Like conspiracy theories about like political leaders are like. No, I'll do a different one. QAnon. You know what that is, right? What? You guys?
Choose a different one.
Yeah, I'm on my way. All right. You still want controversial? Okay. Cute or cringe? Gun control.
Cringe in the sense that it needs to be controlled more.
It doesn't need to be controlled more.
I think like the Second Amendment is there for a reason.
Yeah, true.
I would like to own a gun soon to protect myself. I can't because I live on a college campus.
True.
So I think people should have guns. But I think the background checks should be a little more. And I think you should like, I don't know. Because I think people should have guns. I think people should have the right to bear arms.
Yep.
And I actually have a shirt that says right to arm bears.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bears with guns.
Guns, yeah.
Anyways, I love that shirt. But the background check should be a little more extensive. And then
Agreed.
it's hard to say, like, you can't tell someone how to like hide their gun in their house or like where to put it or how to keep it safe.
So like conceal and
Because
carry. What about that?
Well-
Like you have to keep it hidden when you're in public. Don't you think that like could ruffle some feathers if you just have a gun out in Walmart?
I think you should have open carry more than concealed carry. I'd rather like know someone has a gun, and then if I want to avoid that person, I can.
Yeah, like open carry?
Yes. I think open carry is better than concealed carry.
Interesting.
Because it's like, say a bad guy with a gun. He's got it. Like, obviously he's going to be holding it openly because he's the bad guy.
He's a bad guy, yeah.
But then let's see this bad guy sees someone carrying a gun because they're not concealed carrying, they're open carrying, and they're like, oh shit, like I got a little bit of competition going on.
Right,
Like this guy's probably going to shoot me. I think open carry is better than concealed carry because I'd like to know if someone has a gun.
I see that. I think I'm right with you on, I don't think there should be any regulations on like owning guns. I think we have the right to own guns.
Yeah.
But I do think the process could be a little bit more.
The hardest part about gun control is when a mentally unstable minor or child or whatever gets the gun from a parent and
Can
then
access it, right?
And uses it like in a school shooting or something.
Yeah, super
But
sad.
also there's not much we can do to avoid that.
Right. And it's
because you take away the guns from the good guys, guess who's going to have them? Just the bad guys.
Right, exactly. If you make guns illegal, it's funny because in Europe, my brother married a girl from England, and like seriously, everybody over there is like, oh, hate guns, no guns. Like they don't have any guns and they're totally fine with it. But you're like leaving opportunity for, especially in America where we've already developed like long history of we own guns. People have guns in their homes. If you try to take them away, some people are going to fight back. Some people are going to hide them. You're not going to get all the guns. So then you're only leaving the bad guys with the guns now.
And they'll be on the black market. And there's more guns than there are people in this country.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's like when a European is like, I don't understand why you guys like love guns so much. Okay, I don't understand why you put beans on toast. Like it's a different culture.
Thank you.
Like it's all about the culture. Like America has a culture. It has its own culture. It has its own history.
We're not Europe.
Exactly. Like we've lived like this for so long, and so to just have it like stripped away, it's not that easy.
Can we talk about an English breakfast? Because it's, you guys literally eat black pudding. It's not good. It's not good. I've been to England like 2 times, and I really tried to like it because I'm not that picky. Their breakfast is not that good, and their beans. It's not like Bush's baked beans. It's like beans in like a ketchup sauce kind of. Bro, it's not good, bro. It's not good.
Bro.
Yeah. I don't like it.
All the time on TikTok, I see like, it's just a funny joke. Like,
I know.
The Americans are like, why do you guys do this, this, and this? And they're like, well, why do you get shut up in school, eh? And it's like, okay, what?
I've also seen them say like, oh, like people would go, overseas to like America for schooling. And they'd be like, did you try an American breakfast? And they'd be like, yeah, it's not good at all. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how?
There's going to be people who don't like something about another person's culture.
Yeah.
And you know what? You just live with it.
Yeah, exactly. Just get over it. Yep.
Ooh, okay.
We're getting heated. Well, that was actually the last Cute or Cringe. So that wraps up the episode. Let's go.
Yeah. Get out of here. It is so hot in here.
Are you hot right now?
I'm sweating. Yeah.
Oh, I'm cooling.
I'm sweating.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thanks for showing up. We appreciate you being here. We'll catch you next Monday. Peace.
Science teacher talking about a South.